agencies or officers from well-protected sites because they want to do galamsey is alarming. In fact, what we have witnessed in the last 7 years is so worse, so bad, and so dangerous for our country that we never witnessed such in the last 8 years of the NPP government. And it's a shame. And we are calling on civil society organizations, our clergy, our CSOs, to stand up, to rise up, and speak against what is happening to our water bodies and forest reserves. Indeed, if in the last 8 years they saw something wrong with the galamsey menace, then they should see something worse as happening under the NDC government. And we are calling on them to speak against it. The other issue has to do with selective justice and abuse of power going on under this government. For the first time in our history, we are witnessing the reckless and politically motivated suspension of a sitting Chief Justice. This disgraceful act is a direct attempt to cripple judicial independence and bend the course to serve the agenda of the ruling party. Indeed, it is a dangerous precedent that threatens the very foundation of our democracy. We are not surprised by recent pronouncements of some of the courts. And we are all in this country and we know what is happening. That certain judgments being given by the courts are very questionable judgments. And indeed, it goes to betray the suspicion and the points that we are making, that it is a well-orchestrated attempt by this government to have an overbearing effect on our judicial system. And it's a shame for our democracy. We call on our judges to stand firm. They should not allow political parties, particularly the government of the day, to dictate to them as to how to administer justice. Indeed, they swore an oath of office to protect and safeguard the fundamental human rights and to protect our constitution. And we call on them to stand by it, to abide by it, and to stand firm, and not to allow political parties to determine their judgments. Ladies and gentlemen, as I indicated to you last week, Friday, the National Council held a meeting. One issue that came up was Akwatia by-elections. And I can assure you, the New Patriotic Party is ready and will fully take part in the by-elections. A committee was set up by National Council, which we refer to as the Elections Committee of Akwatia, chaired by the regional chairman, with the regional secretary as secretary. We have some revered members of parliament, Honorable Oche Befi, New Jabin South. We have Honorable Abnas Osei being member, Honorable Kennedy Osei Nyako being member, Honorable Kodua also being member, the former MCE at Akwatia also be a member, to look and see how best we can select a candidate for the Akwatia by-elections. And indeed, they reached out to potential people who have shown interest to contest the Akwatia on the ticket of the MPP. And through consensus, through deliberations and discussions, they agreed to settle on one person. And that is why there was no, or there isn't any parliamentary primaries at Akwatia. And we must commend the committee for a good job done. And the National Party will continue to provide all the needed assistance to the committee to make sure that the New Patriotic Party retain our seat in Akwatia constituency. Today, being 29th of July, in line with Article 13 of the New Patriotic Party's Constitution, I'm happy to announce to you that we have officially opened nominations for our party members who aspire to become presidential candidates of our party for the 2028 elections. However, there are some guidelines that I need to bring to your attention. First and foremost, the presidential primaries shall be held on Saturday, January 31, 2026. And as I've indicated, nomination is open today, July 29th, 2025, and shall close on Thursday, August 28, 2025. An aspiring presidential candidate can procure the nomination forms after the payment of a non-refundable application fee of 100,000 Ghana cedis. So the application fees is 100,000 Ghana cedis. And it must be done through a banker's draft issued in favor of the New Patriotic Party, National Headquarters, Accra. Again, an aspiring presidential candidate shall pay a non-refundable filing fee of 500,000 Ghana cedis. And the payment must also be done through a banker's draft issued in favor of the New Patriotic Party, National Headquarters, Accra. To successfully file your nomination, an aspirant is required to pay a compulsory development fee that will be determined by the National Council. And the forms can be procured from the General Secretary's office here at the party headquarters. Indeed, in accordance with Article 13(1)(11) of the Constitution of the NPP and the motion on transitional clause adopted at the National Annual Delegate Conference, Accra, on Saturday, July 19th, the following delegates shall elect the party's presidential candidate. 1. All members of the National Council. 2. All voting members of National Executive Committee. 3. All voting members of regional executive committees. 4. All former regional executives. 5. All voting members of the constituency executive committees. 6. All former constituency executives. 7. All electoral area coordinators. 8. The 5 polling station executive officers in each polling station. Though there has been an amendment to our polling station setup to increase it from 5 to 7. But because the current executive tenure office will elapse after February, therefore the new inclusion will take effect after February. So kindly take note.
All right, the New Patriotic Party, they're calling on the government to intensify efforts to eradicate illegal mining, and they are also announcing the nominations, open the nominations for aspiring presidential candidates of the party. Now, let's move away from the camp of the party, and the Minister of Defense, Dr. Edward Omane-Boamah, has assured of lasting peace in Bawku and its surrounding areas. In a Facebook post, the minister revealed that the government is taking significant steps to retool the Ghana Armed Forces, ensuring internal peace and security everywhere and safeguarding Ghana's territories. Now, let's turn to our screen for portions of the minister's Facebook post. We are taking additional significant steps to retool the Ghana Armed Forces, ensuring internal peace and security everywhere and safeguarding our territories. The Mahama government is committed to #Reset Ghana, and we are working tirelessly to make it happen. Lasting peace shall surely return to Bawku and all affected areas. Let's collaborate and build a safer, stronger Ghana together. So these are words of Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omane Boama in relation to the Bawku conflict in a Facebook post. Now, away from that, acting CEO of GEFEC, Tanku Rashid Computer, has called for calm in Bawku, assuring that government will resolve all matters of conflict, adding that life loss is a cost to the state. Meanwhile, Isaac Boamanyako has called for a stop to political interference in the matter while calling for swift government intervention. Both of them spoke earlier on Good Morning Ghana.
Nano 24 led committee is doing a fantastic job. I'm told they were almost done with the solution to the problem when this thing started again.
Right.
Albert, they are continuing. I mean, they are doing their work. Government is backing it. I can assure you, we are committed to peaceful resolution. We are not interested in the lives lost, because every life lost is a cost to the state, because you don't know what the person would have contributed to the nation building. And so that is why, as a government, it comes to us pain when people lose their life. The president is not too happy with people's lives being lost like that. He's not too happy. That is why he has to take this initiative of bringing the curfew just to stabilize the place. The curfew is not meant to punish anybody, but it's for the good of the people, just to stabilize the place and find a means of ways and means to resolve the matter amicably, because we are all brothers. As a country, we are one people. That is what we have all accepted in the Constitution, and we are working towards that. So please, I believe, and I strongly believe, and I have all the conviction that His Excellency the President, under his watch, this problem will be resolved.
For as long as we want political capital out of it, we will never find a solution. And shame unto us as a people. Shame unto us as leadership of this country that we let lives be lost. People are maimed and people are killed for the interest of politics. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a people? Why are we doing this to the people of Bawku? Young budding people are being killed. Chiefs are being killed. All because politics have eaten into this particular fabric. And until we take the bull by the horn, we will never solve it. Otumfuo can continue to do all his engagement. If the engagement doesn't come with political will to put things where they are and ensure that people abide by the judgment of the courts and people abide by chieftaincy rulings and what have you, and are compelled to accept the norm or the right thing as it is, forgetting about political consequences, Muru, we will come back after 2 months, 6 months, more people are going to be maimed when the military move. For how long are we going to put the military there? It's becoming more like Israel-Palestinian conflict.
Now, let's still stay a bit longer on the Bawku conflict, because a security and fraud consultant, Richard Kumado, has cautioned that it may take 2 to 3 weeks to determine the effectiveness of new government measures aimed at quelling the violence in Bawku. Kumado emphasized the president's responsibility to protect the citizens' lives and maintained that the conflict fueled by miscommunication requires swift resolution to prevent civil war.
This particular one is a new one, and the measures put in place by government is also new. So we will need to monitor for a week or 2 or 3 weeks for we to come to some level of conclusion whether we are meeting the objectives and whether the new measure is working. But I can agree with you that we suffered procedural deficiencies and bad strategy in dealing with this conflict in Bawku. And it is my hope that the conflict will be resolved, the killings will be stopped, and peace will return to Bawku and its echoes. No, I think we should stop stressing it as journalists because we know the answer definitely. You have the president who is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and nobody contradicts what the president says or nobody challenges what the president says, particularly when it comes to safety and security of the state, which includes the livelihoods of people, their peace, their security, their safety. And that is why he's the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, what we are talking about, I see it to be a little bit of miscommunication, which has led to some level of misunderstanding. It can be resolved without necessarily leading to civil war. So in as much as our uncles and aunties and grandfathers within the catchment area are complaining of the nature of the curfew, I think it's a miscommunication and it's a little misunderstanding that can be reviewed. I'm looking at the nature of the curfew from 2 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is very harsh. But we also know that curfews are short-term security measures. And if you consider the nature of insecurity within the catchment area and the killings and many of the things that are happening, then it stands to reason why the harsh curfew was imposed. So I believe that because curfew is a short-term measure, within a week or 2 or 3, the Minister of Interior may review it when the situation becomes a bit more normalized.
Now, in the related development, rising incidents of kidnappings and missing persons are stirring fear and uncertainty among Ghanaians as concerns mount over the country's internal security. Some Ghanaians are calling for urgent government intervention and stronger policing to curb the growing menace.
So concerning kidnapping, I think there should be more police visibility, right? And then it should be both parents and the security service, government role to play. But I believe there should be more police visibility in check-ups, checking cars, checking within the community. So I believe this is the only way that I believe we can improve kidnapping. And government should also walk the talk. Do you get it? Too much talking normally doesn't help. People are losing their lives. So they should intensify security measures where it needs to be. Thank you.
The police should target also Ghanaians. Ghanaians are not only Nigerians because they're not the only ones that are. This is not their country, so how can they know where to kidnap people, what to do unless Ghanaians are showing them? So I think the two parties should be checked out and not just Nigerians.
While the government is making efforts to address the situation, the behavior of children today poses a significant challenge. It is therefore essential for parents and guardians to establish clear rules and take an active role in monitoring their children's activities, especially when they are out late at night. In many cases, parents are unaware of their children's whereabouts for extended periods, sometimes even after 3 days. To complement parental responsibilities, there should be an increased presence of security personnel to enhance regulations that restrict minors from being out during late hours.
Now let's move straight to Parliament, where the Minority Caucus has described the mid-year budget as a package of technical jargons with no potentials to address the economic challenges. During the first day of the budget debates, former Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, Atiwa East MP Abna Osei Asare, and MP for Akwatia Yubi Kojo Oponkroma criticized the government for failing to make funds available for its flagship programs, including the Women's Bank Initiative. On the contrary, the majority MPs insisted the budget highlighted exceptional economic achievements by the Mahama administration.
They have just brought us list of projects. We don't know how much each is going to cost us. We don't know. So what are we going to approve? They've sent us list of projects, but there is no amount dedicated to each of these projects. The contractors that are going to do, we don't know. So how do we approve these multi-year commitments that they have brought to this house? And so it cannot be part of the mid-year budget report on the implementation of our 2025 budget, because it's not a supplementary budget. And so I'm really at a loss while we are talking about approval.
Mr. Speaker, I would even have thought that this would be a monologue and not a debate. It is for two reasons. The first is that they fled the budget presentation. So I wonder exactly what they are debating. And then, Mr. Speaker, given their abysmal performance, they should have refrained from further commentary on the Ghanaian economy. So this should really have been a monologue. But be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, there's a reason why economic performance is measured by objective indicators, which are not subject to opinion. Mr. Speaker, there can be no honest assessment of the Ghanaian economy today that can lead to a conclusion that things are not far better today than they were at the beginning of this year when we took over the reins of power.
Mr. Speaker, let's ask that beyond the graphs and the interest rates and all those things, let's ask ourselves, what is the real impact of the mid-year budget review? Let us ask ourselves, what is the real impact of the mid-year budget review? Because, Mr. Speaker, Ghanaians don't live in the budget. They live in the economy. They live in the economy. Mr. Speaker, the minister brought the mid-year budget review to this house, full of technical jargon. But when they look in their pockets, when they look in their shopping baskets, when they look at the electricity, the utility bills, and all that, they don't feel the relief the minister is talking about. So we need to go beyond the numbers and let our people feel in their pockets what the relief they claim they have brought.
Mr. Speaker, you see, we are very patriotic. On this side, we are very patriotic. And so, where we have to give commendation, we'll give commendation. Where we have to critique, we will give the necessary critique. Where we have to draw your attention to some things, we will do so. And then where we have to caution you, we will do so. Mr. Speaker, I will be speaking on only 4 matters. First are observations that are worthy of commendation. If you look at the fiscal program that the Minister for Finance presented to us earlier this year, and you look at the critique that we gave as a side of the House, and then you look at the returns that he has brought to us in the mid-year review, Mr. Speaker, I will commend him for listening. I just want to tell the people who are watching us that they have seen the difference. Even with the successes we have chalked, the NDC hasn't gone to town parading and telling people what we have done. We allow our work to speak by itself. We allow the interventions we have made to demonstrate, and the people of this country feel it in their pockets. If it was you people, you would have gone to town wanting everybody to hear. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by just a proverb. And that proverb, in fact, I want to conclude with this proverb. Oh, I have a lot of time, Mr. Speaker. Okay. Mr. Speaker, there is a popular proverb. And that proverb is very simple. And I expect my brother Habib to know. And apologies to those who may be taking their meals. That when you sleep with an itching anus, you wake up with smelling fingers. The reason why they are finding it extremely difficult to defend their record is because of what they have occasioned. And he, my good friend, Honorable Acheampong Nkrumah, was an active participant in the mess that was created, a mess which we are still trying to clean. And in fact, what we are doing now, we have not even applied the second year. It is just the first year. And the first year is intended to clean the mess that was created. By the time we finish and we get to the second year and the third year, the people of this country will say, our good friends in MPP, bye-bye.
Away from Parliament, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority has announced that it will stop issuing aluminium number plates at the Tema and Takoradi ports from August 1, 2025, and will instead issue digital sticker drive from port numbers for all imported vehicles in a move to enhance service efficiency and security. This follows a successful pilot program at the two ports which tested the effectiveness and reliability of the sticker-based system. Now, according to the DVLA, the transition is aimed at streamlining vehicle registration processes at Ghana's entry points while reducing fraud and improving traceability. Now, Stephen Acheampong is the Director Corporate Affairs for the DVLA, and he has joined us on phone for a conversation. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon. And a good afternoon to your viewers and listeners. But the name is Stephen Atu, not Ichia, please. Kindly.
Right, my apologies. Now, first of all, what prompted the DVLA to switch from aluminium plates to digital sticker drive?
All right, thank you very much. I think, like you rightly stated in the letter or in the release we put out, somewhere in May this year, we undertook an exercise of piloting with the sticker DP plates. You know that as a requirement, when you bring a vehicle into the country, you are supposed to move it from the port onto, if you're a dealer, you may send it to your garage, and then eventually it ends up with a buyer who is required to register the vehicle. Now, as a requirement, you cannot take a vehicle out from the port without the vehicle having an identification that that vehicle has entered our jurisdiction as a country. And so the DP, which simply stands for drive from port, is a plate that we use to issue to a vehicle that has come into the country, at least to give it an identification. And then it allows the system to be able to trace who has brought in the vehicle. And then if anything happens, so we can be able to trace. What we've come to notice was to the effect that over time, any vehicle that comes, in fact, let me just state the point that every vehicle is supposed to be given a DP, a unique DP number. But then what happened is that we noticed that people import vehicles into the country, and when they go to the port to clear them, they could use one DP plate, aluminium plate, to clear multiple vehicles. This automatically results in revenue loss to the government. And so in order to deal with that, we need to find a mechanism that allows a single vehicle to have a unique number that cannot be transferred for the purposes of moving multiple vehicles out of the port. So we came up with this technology, the use of a DP plate, where the DP is sticker to replace the plate, which makes it difficult for one to move it from one vehicle to the other. Any attempt to move it would deface it, so automatically it doesn't become easier for you to move it. Aside that, let's also emphasize the fact that it is important for the public to notice that a DP number that is given to a vehicle is only operational for 14 days. After 14 days, it expires, and you're expected to have acquired a DV plate or to register that vehicle for the purposes of using it on our roads. So the release seeks to alert the public to know that from the beginning of August, which is just a couple of days away, you will no longer have at the port, if you bring in a vehicle, a plate as in an aluminium plate, but you'll be given a sticker. In fact, I'm sure some of our viewers and listeners may have witnessed some stickers placed on vehicles that were coming out of the port over the past month. But effective from August, we're no longer going to see aluminium plates, but the vehicles that will be moved out of the port would come with a sticker. And we want to emphasize again that these are only effective for 14 days. What is unique with this initiative we have taken is that for every vehicle, in fact, the law requires that every vehicle that you move onto the road should be insured, if for nothing at all, for a third-party insurance, such that if anything occurs to any other party other than the person who is moving the vehicle, the person is covered. We are partnering with the state insurance company, that's SIC, to ensure that immediately you bring in a vehicle and the driver and vehicle licensing authority grants you the DP sticker, the vehicle gets an insurance cover that lasts for the 14 days period, at least to cover you, the person who will be moving the vehicle out of the port, and any other person, a third party, against whom any accident may be occasioned. So that is the purpose for the release we put out as of yesterday. And we expect that the general public would bear with us and cooperate with us so that we see to a smooth implementation to be able to streamline our activities and to make our services seamless to our clients as well.
Right, so will this initiative extend beyond Tema and Takoradi ports?
So at the ports of entry, in fact, we have just Tema and Takoradi ports, which are the ports of entry. If in the future we get additional ports that allows for entry, for instance, the Keta port that allows for entry of vehicles into the country, why not? The driver and vehicle license authority will be available, will be there. And again, let me emphasize that these port services are provided for 24 hours or on 24-hour basis. And so if you bring a car at 2 a.m. and you want to clear it at that time, so long as customs is there to clear you, DVLA is equally there to make sure that you have access to a DP sticker. And the state insurance company, we got assurance from them. They're also going to be there to ensure they work hand in hand with their driver and vehicle licensing authority to provide 24-hour service.
And are there any specific security measures or security features embedded in the digital sticker drive to prevent any form of tampering?
Yeah, in fact, as soon as they are embossed on your vehicle, that's why I indicated that, in fact, the original idea of using the aluminum plate was to ensure that one vehicle is attached with an aluminum DP plate for the purposes of identification of that vehicle. This very sticker identifies that particular vehicle for which this clearance has been given to go off the port with a DP, and the security features that enables the authority and even the law enforcement agencies, because we work in collaboration with them. For instance, the Ghana Police Service, the MTTD department of the Ghana Police Service, they can easily detect whether this is an original sticker that is coming from DVLA or something that someone else has done elsewhere to enable us arrest and deal with miscreants and individuals who may want to leverage on this for their criminal purposes.
All right, thank you very much for your time here on Newsbeat. Now, let's move away from that. And members of parliament have paid tributes to the late Charles Kojo-Fosu, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, for his immense contribution in promoting Ghana's rich cultural history, leaving an unmatchable legacy. The lawmakers want his songs to unite them as they described him as a gift to Ghana.
Mr. Speaker, I join the people of Okankwe North and Ghana at large to mourn the demise of a legend. When you attend any occasion in Okankwe North, provided I'm present there, they welcome with the song Teresa. Whether it is of funeral, it's Teresa. Whether it's adoring, it's Teresa. And this music has brought a lot of hope to so many Ghanaians. I am praying, like my honorable member said, let's not just smile towards each other. Let's mean words.
This is a man whose music cut across all ages, from the young to the middle age to the old. And how he did it is still a marvel to some of us, that every year since 1992, or let's say 89, when he started with Acheampong, he always came with a hit. There is no year that people were not waiting for Daddy Lumba to bring a song in December. Every year, Daddy Lumba always brought a hit song or a couple of hit songs in December. He entertained Ghanaians for more than 30, 40 years. We should celebrate him. The nation owes it a duty to celebrate Daddy Lumba. Lumba, Mr. Speaker, has left a mark, and I believe for many years to come, he may end up like Bob Marley, where even when he's not there, Ghanaians will still be playing his music.
Daddy Lumba will never die because his music will continue to live on, and because of that, his name will continue to live on. Mr. Speaker, initially I asked myself, why 60 years? Because I could remember I went to a program with Mama Pat, and we were invited to attend his 60th birthday, but I couldn't go. And 60 years, you are too young, because if life begins at 40, you are 20 years. And when you listen to what killed him, initially people were saying the wife poisoned him, but he came out boldly to tell the whole world that it was spinal cord injury. Mr. Speaker, this tells us that we should take good care of ourselves. At your youthful age, save some of the energies for the future, for your retirement age. Don't waste all the energy in your youthful age, and you reserve some for the future or your retirement age.
Take the country as a whole. Everyone, at least, will like one or two of Dada Lumba's music. And I can see it from the faces of my colleagues. If you are sad, Mr. Speaker, just play Dada Lumba's music and you'll be fine. If you are quarreling with your wife, just play Dada Lumba's music and you'll be fine. Mr. Speaker, even if you want to go and do galamsey, play Dada Lumba's music and you'll be encouraged. Mr. Speaker, the man is...
Now let's cross over to my colleague Helen Anyaweja, who is currently at the residence of the late high-life musician Charles Kojofosu, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, whose sudden demise shocked the entire nation on Saturday, July 26, 2025.
We are coming live to you from the residency of Charles Fosu, affectionately known as Daddy Lumba, who passed recently. And the book of condolences has been opened, and a lot of prominent people in the country has come to show their love and support for him. Indeed, he has paid his dues in this country. And we've been speaking to Fifi Bansen, who is a media personality, and he's shared his own fair thoughts about how Daddy Lumba has influenced his life. And also we spoke to former MP Eugene Bwachi, who also shared his thoughts about the passing of Daddy Lumba. There's a lot more on here. A lot of people are still coming through, signing the book of condolences. Osekwame, despite, has been here to do same, to show his love and support. And I can tell you for a fact that this is a great loss to the entertainment space, the entertainment or creative industry. And everybody that come through here is just not happy about his passing. It's rather an unfortunate situation, and we are still here at his residency, and we'll be updating you as to whatever comes on here from Islegon. My name is Helen Anyoja. Akwatia, over to you.
All right, that was my colleague Helen Anyaweja, who is at the residence of the late high-life musician Daddy Lumba. May his soul rest in peace. Now, MP for Subin has also been reacting to the demise of the late high-life musician. All right, so the late high-life musician, okay, so let's listen to the MP for Subin.
His untimely demise, and I came to first of all seek from the family whether what I've heard, I mean, on social media and elsewhere, was true. And indeed, it has been confirmed that it's true. He hit the bucket on Saturday, the 26th of July. The family will, in due course, keep us abreast with developments as regards to his 1-week celebration and the funeral arrangements. So, I mean, it's a very somber occasion, and I wish each and every one, loved ones, admirers, family, friends, to deeply reflect on the life of my dear brother and friend, Secheniba Charles Kujufusu, aka Daddy Lumba.
What do you have to say about the life and impact of Daddy Lumba?
Well, I think that will unfold. It's early days yet. I think we've all been touched one way or the other by his music, whether it's gospel, whether it's to do with moments like these, whether it's to do with happiness, whether it's to do with enjoyment. Lumba is always, number one when it comes to the high life, hip life, African music.
All right, let's move away from that. And headmistress of the Nyanyano DA and BJHS Rejoice, Logi, has appealed to government to assist the school with the construction of an ICT lab, a teacher's common room, and desks for students. This, she says, is to create a conducive environment for teaching and learning. She made appeal on the occasion of the school's first speech and prize-giving ceremony.
Rejoice Boji, headmistress of Nyanyano DA and BJHS, speaking at the ceremony, highlighted the challenges faced by the school, including a lack of desk, teachers' common room, computer lab, and basic teaching resources. She appealed to the government, stakeholders, and individuals to come to the aid of the school, emphasizing the need for support to improve teaching and learning.
We are faced with numerous challenges such as lack of desks, teachers' common room, computer lab, and basic teaching resources. Our program also needs major innovation, and we need a fence wall to help monitor learners' movements and keep out distractors such as motorists, lunatics, and animals.
The Nana and Kobia Hene of Nyanyano unveiled plans to construct school blocks and fences to protect the school.
Let's move away from that, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has taken delivery of 2,000 tons of fertilizers donated by the Kingdom of Morocco to support agricultural productivity and strengthen food security in the country. Imani Kwado, the Moroccan ambassador to Ghana, presented the fertilizers to the ministry as part of enhanced bilateral cooperation between the two countries in the areas of agriculture, industry, and education.
The initiative seeks to support Ghana's Feed Ghana program, which was recently launched to improve the productivity of local farmers, promote food security, and create jobs along the agriculture value chain. The gesture was part of Morocco's Pan-African strategy, led by OCP Africa, one of the world's largest fertilizer production companies. Moroccan ambassador to Ghana, Imani Kwado, said the donation was a demonstration of Morocco's goodwill to strengthen the long-standing solidarity between the countries in line with the vision of His Majesty King Mohammed VI and President John Dramani Mahama.
I hope this 2,000 metric tons of fertilizer will contribute to help farmers improve crop production and help them meet the country's food security goals. This donation follows through on the agreement made during the very successful visit of His Excellency Minister Bawku to Morocco last June and meeting with his counterpart, Minister Nasser Bourita.
Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture, John Dumelo, and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, received the items.
2024, we had about 1,500 Ghanaians traveling to Morocco. But in just 2 months, June and July, since we signed this agreement, you have 1,200 Ghanaians traveling to Morocco. We have also put in place similar measures for Moroccans to travel to Ghana visa-free, and that has also come into effect.
And so beyond the fertilizer donation, we are also asking you if you can help us to be very efficient in terms of irrigation, because we want to do all year round farming to keep our prices stable, and then post-harvest losses to manage it, because we lose about 30 to 40% of whatever it is that we produce to post-harvest losses. And so if we do have all the fertilizer we need, the irrigation we need, but we still cannot manage our post-harvest losses, then I think we will go around in circles. And so we assure you that we are going to put the fertilizer to good use. We are going to take it directly to the farmers who need them.
The gesture, according to Food and Agriculture Ministry, is timely as the government moves to transform the agriculture sector and boost productivity.
And that's it for this afternoon's bulletin. My name is Acheampong. Many thanks for staying with us. Good afternoon, Ghana continues after this break.
Whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or consumer, MNC Logistics and Trading is your trusted partner in minerals and food commodities trading. Experience the difference with MNC Logistics and Trading for your commodities trading. We operate a well-equipped laboratory that smelts and assays gold to ensure transparent, credible, and reliable minerals transactions. Our general food commodity market deals with imports and exports of food products such as rice, sugar, and grains. We pride ourselves on delivering products that meet the highest standards of quality and taste. With our expertise in international trading and logistics, we bridge customers far and wide. Locate us at number 4 Neosai Interfo Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Call us on 030-299-8246 or visit our website www.mnclogisticsandtrading.com. MNC Logistics and Trading, hub of confidence.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology. This isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a microsystem. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off. I can lend you the money. My boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Come listen to me.
Sir, it's done. Good. 1 week. That's all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling. I can't.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, God?
Who's there?
We brought you the first 2 conferences, which were awesome. Great leadership ideas shared. On popular request, the third in the series of Women in Strategic Leadership Conference, put together by ASWAM and Tarragon, comes off on September 24 to 27 at the Plash Camp Chache Resort. Adan. Come, engage with astute women with great leadership ideas and skills on the conference theme, Women at the Helm, Driving Strategic Change. On the bill for this special conference are outstanding women such as Genevieve Pearl Duncan Ubobi, banker, trainer, SME consultant, speaker and author. Miss AC Mills Robertson, Director of Inclusive Banking at Fidelity Bank Ghana, and Mrs. Augustina Atkinson Dadebo, Counseling Psychologist and Assistant Registrar, UPSA. Do call 059-205-2286 or 024-403-5731. Come and let's advance women in leadership while creating a supportive community as well as empower women in leadership.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us on Business Edge. So just gone by is the new segment of Good Afternoon Ghana Business Edge. And if you are just tuning in, we are coming your way live from our studios here at Rage in Accra. We are happy to have you. You can have us live on Metro TV page, on DSTV channel 277, on Chairman Kwesi Afriye page, also on Facebook and on all social media platforms. On Twitter, you can find me at Kwesi Afriye. You can tweet at us. Let's have a conversation this afternoon. Coming up is an exciting lineup, and I'm sure you would want to join in the discussion. We'll be putting up the phone lines on the screen pretty shortly, and make sure that you do join us with your WhatsApp messages. Key amongst what we'll be soliciting your views on is the Attorney General's position on Unibank and some other acquittals that have been done as regards the financial sector crisis which happened in somewhere 2018 that the Attorney General is currently on. Some experts have given their opinion on what they think is actually or should actually be the case apart from what the Attorney General is talking about. And so when we get the opportunity, not even when we get the opportunity, we'll try as much as possible to put up the phone lines, and then you can share your views with us this afternoon. What do you think? Is it for economic development? Is it for the general growth of the economy? Is it the right thing for the Attorney General to have done? Or what do you think? What do you suggest should be the case? Right from the inception of the financial sector cleanup by the former minister, the now fugitive, Honorable Ken Oforiatta, and of course the entire government at the time, people have thought that the mode of operation shouldn't have been exactly as it was done. But according to the reports we have read, it was the last method which was not going to affect a lot of people, or which were going to save a lot of people, that could be applied by the then finance minister and the government. What do you think should have been done? Currently, what's happening with the Attorney General? What do you think should actually be done. We'll be looking at this. We'll play the Attorney General's bite to you, and then we'll have an analysis from an expert which has been made and the disparities that have come in that, and then we'll ask you of your opinion. So you want to stick and stay with us this afternoon. And right after that, we'll be playing for you an interview we've had with the camp of Honorable Brian, Dr. Brian Acheampong, who is bidding to become the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party and then go ahead to become the president of the country from January 7, 2029. And so in the elections of 7th December 2028, he will be expecting to present himself as the candidate on behalf of the new Patriotic Party. What he has done is to espouse his economic plans to develop the economy with us, of course, through his chief spokesperson. And this is the first time it is going to be played on air, or they are going to engage any media house, and so you would want to take your time and listen to it. The plan for us is that we are playing that for you. Today, we'll gradually transcend into speaking to the Honorable Dr. Brian Acheampong himself on his economic projections and economic plans for the entire country and the reason why he wants to be the candidate of the new Patriotic Party. So these are the major items for you today. You want to stick and stay with us. Just before we do that, we'll have a quick look at the news which are making round in the world of business, both locally and internationally. Stay with us.
The government is expected to announce a new producer price for cocoa before August 7, 2025. The producer price is currently pegged at 3,100 Ghana cedis per kilogram per bag and 49 backbone of Ghana's agricultural economy. The chief executive of Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abe, also in a recent interview expressed worry about the impact of the sharp appreciation of the cedi on real earnings of farmers. The General Agricultural Workers Union has welcomed the government's decision to waive imports duty on agro-processing machinery. The announcement was made by President John Jamal Processing and Value Addition of Agricultural Produce. The General Agricultural Workers Union General Secretary, Andrews Adukwe Tego, urged relevant institutions to ensure the initiative is fully implemented. He questioned the rationale behind high import duties on agricultural equipment in a country that relies heavily on agriculture. The National Insurance Trust to implement stronger governance reforms and diversify its investment portfolio to shield the fund from future economic shocks. The advice comes in the wake of the domestic debt exchange program, which significantly Deputy CEO Victor Azuma Mejida acknowledged the progress made by SNET in coverage expansion and administrative reforms. Ghana will play host to the third annual conference of the African Association of Accountants General from November 24th to 28th, 2025 as the continent's top finality. Organized in collaboration with the Office of the Controller, and has overtaken China to become the top exporter of smartphones to the U.S. according to research firm Canalys, reflecting the shift in manufacturing supply chain away from Beijing amid tariff-fueled uncertainty. Smartphones assembled in India accounted for 44% of U.S. imports of those devices in the second quarter, a significant increase from just 13% in the same period last year. Total volume of smartphones made in India soared 240% from a year earlier, Canalys said. In contrast, the share of Chinese...
Well, so that's the news making round in the world of business as of this morning. We will quickly go to the Bank of Ghana and see how the cedi is performing against the major trading currencies, i.e. the dollar, the British pound sterling, and the euro. So we'll be projecting that for you right now. As it is, you would have the dollar selling or buying for 10.47 and selling for 10.48. The British pound sterling is going for 14.08 and selling for 14.09. The euro is going for 12.16 and selling for 12.1790. So that's the average interbank exchange rate used by the commercial banks as of this morning. So it begins, of course, from the close of business as of yesterday. And so as of this morning, when you go to the bank, any of the commercial banks, to use money or to exchange foreign currency, that's how much you're going to get it for. So it is fairly stable. It is fairly stable. The city is fairly stable against the major trading currencies. So this is for all of you who are into the business of export and import and trade with foreign countries. And take note that one key information or instruction that has come from the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kisel Atoforsen, is the fact that trading in the country, whether you are in the real estate business or whether you are buying goods and services, whether you are making purchases or logistical activities or whatever it is within the country, you are not allowed to trade in foreign currency, but only in the Ghana city, which is very commendable of the finance minister. And currently ongoing, of course, at Parliament, the House of Parliament, we played a bit of that to you as a fallout from the mid-year review budget, the perspectives of both sides. The debate is currently ongoing. As of what has happened yesterday, we have played quite a bit of that to you. Now we are on to the Attorney General. So the Attorney General, Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, has made a press conference telling the people about the fallout of the financial sector cleanup. You would see that the former Chief Executive Officer of Beige Capital has been acquitted and discharged. We are talking about Ato Asian as well, who is also in prison, and a lot of people are clamoring for President Mahama's pardon, for him to be released from prison. We've had the Attorney General now come to talk about Unibank and all of the fallout. We are going to do a bit of analysis as Bright Simmons has made his points on what the Attorney General has said. So we'll play that video for you, and then we'll come to the touch screen, do an analysis of what Bright Simmons has written, and then we'll ask you what you also think before we come back to Honorable Dr. Brian Acheampong's video. Stay with us.
The charges in the criminal case against the accused persons involved a total amount, and this is very important, a total amount of 1.2 billion Ghana cedis, not 5.7, as is being bandied about from certain quarters whose names I would not want to mention. Whilst the civil case involved a total exposure of 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the media, if you conduct your research in the High Court, you realize that the receiver subsequently amended the writ of summons and the statement of claim and revised the civil liability down to 2.8 billion Ghana cedis. Okay? So that is on record. That's a public record, and whoever wants to contest this is at liberty to go to the High Court and then, do so. It is important to state for the avoidance of doubt that the total exposure in the criminal case is part of the total civil case exposure. In other words, the 1.2 billion is not in addition to or on top of the 5.7 billion, which was revised down to 2.8 billion. Now, the 5.7 billion was made up of the following. That is from the initial, stage of the case. 2 billion being loans and advances which Unibank made to related and connected parties. 3.7 billion being payments made on behalf of or on the instructions of the accused persons. Included in A and B above, however, was an amount of 2.1 billion which was alleged to be fictitious loans, to have comprised fictitious loans and fictitious transactions booked by Unibank prior to the placement in official administration. During the reconciliation exercise, the accused persons objected to the inclusion of the 2.1 billion on the grounds that the amount did not involve any direct cash outflows which could be recovered. The accused persons also objected to the inclusion of placements of 0.3 billion, that is 300 million, made to Unisecurities. It is important to correct certain misunderstandings or distortions, deliberate in some cases, that our team picked from the media space regarding this matter. Since my press release, it has been said that by setting a minimum threshold of 60% for the recovery of assets as a condition for filing a nolle prosequi or terminating the banking sector cases, I have cut a deal which permits persons who have stolen or looted public funds to walk away with 40% of the loot. At least that is the narrative, by some sections of, the Ghanaian populace, particularly from our opponents in the MPP who were responsible for all this mess. Indeed, one writer on Facebook compared my decision to the situation where someone has stolen 6 goods and is being told by the prosecutor to return 4 goods and keep the 2. But my fellow countrymen and women, now this may seem like a joke, but it's a very serious expression of the sense of justice of our community. And it is something that I have used, to, get people who have come to me for plea deals to jerk them to think about the community's sense of justice. So, it is not lost on me, and I wasn't surprised when I read this on Facebook. But the goat thief analogy, intriguing though it may be.
Well, so that's the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine. And I have kept saying that I have met Dr. Dominic Ayine in his private office. Personally, I've done an interview with him before, and I think that he's one of the brightest lawyers we have in the country. And fortunately, we have him as the Attorney General. And all the issues that have come up back and forth and everything that has to do with it, people have their opinions. I think personally that he's one of the best lawyers we have in the country. However, it is difficult to consider the things that are coming up and how it is being put up. There are lots of perceptions, there are a lot of thought processes going into the things that are going on. We've seen the NSS scandal, we've seen the acquittal of people, lots of people who were deemed to have caused the death of a number of people in the country who are supposed to be charged and prosecuted, being acquitted and discharged. And Honorable Attorney General, some of us have a problem with this. And what we are happy about, or what I am particularly happy about, is the accountability, is the clarity, is the explanation, is the fact that you come to the media to speak to us and let us understand what exactly is going on. That is very commendable. However, the issues at stake and as to how we understand it, unless maybe we do not understand it the way we are supposed to, but of course, you are the Attorney General. You have had the benefit of studying the documents that are available pertaining to these cases that we have seen and heard in the media, pertaining to the Bank of Ghana's report that we read. And so you are the chief prosecutor who is supposed to be able to prosecute these people that we deem to be prosecuted, that we deem to have caused lives, that we deem to have caused the current mess that we are in. We are currently in domestic debt exchange program. We are currently in a lot of programs. The issues that are bound in the economic setup of the country. Lots of people believe, including myself, that some of these are the reasons why we are where we are. Why don't we go ahead with the prosecution? Why don't we go ahead with a justifiable course of action? And do you think, Honorable Attorney General, that this is really a justifiable course of action, that you would recoup some amount of the money and leave the people to go? And that's how come that goat thief analogy comes up from a lot of people. And I'm happy that you are reading on social media, because in this day and age, not everybody will get the opportunity to express their opinion with us on TV here, but social media is there for everybody to express their opinion. But we are putting it to you, and we are asking you whether you think that that's the best option, that somebody will steal goods, 6 goods, and will be asked to brought 4, or even let's live it literally. Let's come back to our literal community and society engagements. People that get arrested for very menial cases, and when you go to these courts and ask, it is supposed to be preventive measures or punitive measures to deter others from doing the same. And we dare say that people can actually embezzle funds and think that Attorney General, when you come against them, they will refund a percentage of the money and maybe they will be acquitted and discharged. Is that the way we want to go? Well, we'll leave that to the people to judge, and that's how come we have the phone number on the screen, 0245-834980. You may want to share your concern with us. Is this for economic development of the country? Is this for the growth of the country? Is this going to support the entire development and even deter a lot of people who are in this? And I'll be going to Bright Simon's page and what is written to the Attorney General. I'll pick two of it, and then maybe if we can pick some calls. Okay, so I think I have the first caller. Let me ask your name and where you're calling from, and then tell me what you think.
Yes, my name is Albert Labi, calling from Kaswa.
Okay, Albert, talk to me.
Yes, so I don't trust whatever is going on. One, so they are taking 60% from Unibank. So what about the rest of the 40%? Is it going to be taken later? Or they are giving it to he and his family to enjoy for free? It's our taxpayers' money. What is going on in this country is very bad. It's very bad. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much. Albert from Kaswa says he doesn't trust what exactly is going on, and that if the 60% is recouped, what will be of the 40% that is left? Is it going to be left for the family? And for me, for all the cases and the reasons that were cited by the Bank of Ghana, Attorney General, are you not going to pursue that? I want to see prosecutions. I want to see from the reports we read, if it is actually what we read. And I say on authority all the time that I personally think that the blame should be laid at the doorstep of the Bank of Ghana, having a banking supervision department and allowing all of these to go on to a point where depositors will lose their funds, to a point where some depositors will actually die. And we can't go on like this as a country. Let me come to Bryce Simon's statement. He actually disagrees with you, Honorable Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine. He disagrees that it's a 60% that you are taking. I have another call. Let me pick that one, and then I'll come back to the screen. Please tell me your name and where you are calling from.
Yeah, my name is Philip Yin.
Please go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Philip, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So, listening to you, I appreciate the fact that Honorable Dr. Ayine is one of the best lawyers we have in Ghana. But I think there's something I don't understand. And I want to believe some politicians are not doing any good service to this country. I'm saying this because if you look at the issue we are discussing concerning Dufour, the MPP lawyers, yes, good lawyers, send this case to court. I think it's more than 8 years now. Yes. So if it was that very easy for them to collect everything, what prevented them from collecting? So I want to believe that there's this issue of the law, there's a lot of technicalities involved in it. And I want to urge Ghanaians and the good Attorney General to explain to Ghanaians why he's able to recover 60% out of 100%. I think that one will help, like what you are saying, rather than politicians who were not able to collect this money, and now we are all counting on this, on Dr. Ayine to see how best he can do that for us. I think a typical example is to do with a case involving the first, Godfrey Dami, with the current finance minister and some people like that.
Right.
When they offered the gift to pay some part of the money and he refused, up to now, have we gotten it? The answer is big no. So I will wish that we urge Honorable Dr. Ayine to at least explain,
right,
so that we'll get the whole concept. Thank you very much.
All right, Philip, thank you very much. Philip says that we need better and further particulars. Philip called us from Talensi, so we'll quickly do Bright Simmons. We'll try and see if we can do that. So Bright Simmons says, well, the topic is that the Attorney General has recovered 10.6% of the Unibank liability and not 60% as claimed by the Attorney General. His point number one is that on 22nd of July 2025, the Attorney General of Ghana announced that he had reached an agreement with the owners of the collapsed Unibank who were under prosecution commenced by the previous government for financial crimes. He also seems to suggest that parallel civil proceedings to recover lost funds shall be terminated. And you just listen to the Attorney General, so I'll not go into the details of this. He himself has explained what the issues were about the 1.2 billion amount and the civil case which involved a total exposure of 5.7 billion. So Bright Simmons has stated that here. He says, point number two, the main owner of Unibank being the former finance minister from the same ruling party as the Attorney General, the announcement was naturally greeted with intense cynicism. If anything at all, the criminal action could have been maintained to apply pressure even as a negotiated settlement was pursued. Why then drop the state's leverage? That's a question being asked by Mr. Bright Simmons. Let's please go on. So his point number three would now go on to say the terms of the settlement, the Unibank actors would need to pay back 60% of their estimated liability had also proven controversial. Today, the Attorney General provided additional details. As a government analyst, I am a huge supporter of public disclosures. That's what I commended the Attorney General on. The fact that he's disclosing at every point given time what is happening at his ministry is very, very much commendable. Mr. Bright Simmons is commending him also, and he says that the shedding of light on government's action. So he's happy that, he says that I am happy that I don't need to scurry around trying to find leaks to do my public interest work. Number five, I have reviewed the Attorney General's argument very carefully. I've also gone back to my notes on the Unibank affair. On balance, I'm deeply dissatisfied with the Attorney General's analysis of the public finance elements of the situation. So let's go to the actual issues from point number 6. And before I do that, I understand, before I go to point number 6, Mohammed from Tamale is on the line. Mohammed, good afternoon. Thank you very much. In the next 30 seconds, tell me what you think.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm calling from Tamale, as you said. Please, you can assist as you are doing, continue doing it. Educating the good people of Ghana.
Right. So that's our work. That's why we are here, Mohammed.
Yes. The point is, you see, we have been in this country where cases go more than 10 years, and the country ends up getting nothing. So at this point, what we are saying is that there's more that you have gotten. All the other judges or other lawyers that are now speaking that they don't agree with the AG. Don't forget that these Dufour and other people held the MPP people for more than 6 years. They are not able to get a pesewa from them. You see, so as a country, it's not really about jailing. You can jail fine. But if you are able to get something, why not we hammer on that, collect our money? I think what the judges should do, or what the lawyers should do for now, for the country, is they should insist on where are the money going. There's more money that the government is taking from them. He should pinpoint, like the way Kufuor used the HIPIC funds for. The money used for oral is used for this issue, for every Ghanaian to see it. I think that's where our focus should be. Because if you continue on the judgment, the courts can take the case more than 20 years. And who is to benefit?
Right. So, Mohammed, thank you very much there. Mohammed is from Tamale. Mohammed thinks that it is important to recoup some of the money than to consider jail. So we have considered jail, and we don't get anything out of it. And even the time that the courts sit on these cases is long enough to disrupt the entire process. So for him, it is important that we consider getting some amount of the money. No matter how much it is important that we get some more. Let me now go back to the screen. So from point number 6, that explains the point of Mr. Bright Simmons. He says that I give some credit to his legal reasoning regarding the probability of recovery if the cases were to continue, especially in light of the strange decision by the Court of Appeal to acquit in the Beige case. I am yet to read the judgment according to him. However, the public still deserves total honesty and rigor from its Attorney General in a case involving such large amounts, claiming pragmatism is not enough. Unibank was one of Ghana's largest banks between 2013 and 2016. Its assets grew from about 825 million to 2.88 billion. Now, consider this part very well. Maybe we will continue on Thursday. The points that Mr. Bright Simon raised from here, from point number 7, that's the capitalization. You know that the minimum capital an institution requires to operate as a commercial bank is 400 million. But as of 2016, Unibank was reporting that they had moved from 825 million, which was initially even well beyond the 400 million minimum requirement, to 2.88 billion. That's the report from the Unibank. But Mr. Simon says his further analysis disputes that. So let's go back to the screen. It says the depositor accounts numbered over 400,000 by July 2017, and it won many prestigious local awards. Unfortunately, when the World Bank and IMF, take note of this part also very well, pushed Ghana to evaluate the quality of bank assets in 2015, it was discovered that many of Unibank's assets were impaired on prudential grounds. Its capital adequacy ratio thus dropped significantly below the minimum of 10%. Shareholders were then asked to inject more funds. So the report that had been put out, the 850 million to the 2.88 billion, was actually not the case, because most of these assets that had been reported and their value were actually impaired based on the premise and the yardstick given by the World Bank and the IMF in the year 2015. And so, number 9, a new government came into office in early 2017. The Bank of Ghana changed leadership. The new bosses introduced stricter scrutiny of the banks, and over a period of more than a year, so we are now talking about 2017, multiple audits ensued, during which it became clearer and clearer that the bank was bankrupt. So, take note, from the capitalization of 855 million to 2.8 billion, IMF Bank of Ghana comes in, and they assess, based on their assessment, a lot of these assets that have been reported are impaired, and so it is reported that the figures we are hearing are not true. A new government comes in, and according to Bright Simons, stricter measures from the Bank of Ghana are introduced to assess and audit all of these properties, items, monies that have been reported. And it is actually identified that the bank is bankrupt and not capitalized to the point of 2.88 billion. So from that point, over a period of more than, so multiple audits had ensued during which it became clearer and clearer that the bank was bankrupt. On the 1st August 2018, its license was yanked. A receiver was appointed to manage the residue of assets and liability. Hence, the saga began. So we'll pause it here. On Thursday, we'll continue, and we'll still continue to analyze why Bright Simons tells us that it is 10.6 and not the 60% that the Attorney General is recovering. A lot, of course, still coming in. Forgive us. We can't continue on that one today, but put down your points for Thursday. When we come back, we'll continue with the rest of it and do the analysis, and then we'll still ask you for your views and your concerns and the things that you think. What do you think of this entire saga with the Attorney General? The course we had, some people think that it is a right course than to go to court, and end up nowhere with all the time that will be wasted to receive some amount of the money that the people have misappropriated. Some people also think that we should actually continue to prosecute them while we still take back our monies. So stay with us on this one. And please, forgive me, we are not able to pick calls anymore. Forgive me. We'll now shift the focus now and go to some political economy. The NPP is gunning for a flag bearer election in January, somewhere 26th or 30th of next year, in preparation towards the 2028 elections. Because we are concentrating on business all the time, our focus is on what economic prospects you will be able to give us if you become the president. If you look at how His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama is going, and every day I say it, that he has a script. He has learned from his mistakes. He has learned from the mistakes of the New Patriotic Party. He has written down a script and he's going by it. And so you would see that some macroeconomic indicators are going very well. You would see that it is dwindling down to the micro bits. Even though there are complaints, bits and pieces of complaints in certain sectors, there are major sectors which are experiencing the impact of the macro indicators which are favoring the economy. A lot of people say the finance minister, Ato, is forcing. And so it makes us take a keen interest on whoever wants to become a leader of the country. We spoke to the chief spokesman of Dr. Brian Acheampong, Eric Amakuchum, on why people should think about him economy. And we are interested in employment of young people and job creations as well. You want to take a listen to that.
Whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or consumer, MNC Logistics and Trading is your trusted partner in minerals and food commodities trading. Experience the difference with MNC Logistics and Trading for your commodities trading. We operate a well-equipped laboratory that smelts and assays gold to ensure transparent, credible, and reliable minerals transactions. Our general food commodity market deals with imports and exports of food products such as rice, sugar, and grains. We pride ourselves on delivering products that meet the highest standards of quality and taste. With our expertise in international trading and logistics, we bridge customers far and wide. Locate us at number 4 Neosai Interfo Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Call us on 030-299-8246 or visit our website www.mnclogisticsandtrading.com. MNC Logistics and Trading, hub of confidence.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Wezalo Amarab. Yes.
Ghana Tourism Authority welcomes you to the 2025 African Marketing and Technology Conference.
From digital storytelling to destination marketing, welcome to Ghana, the gateway to Africa.
Come here and build high-valued network. And of course, you build this network with great industry leaders.
We can't wait to host you. From our immersive cultural experiences to the plethora of our sun, our beaches, our gastronomy. Ooh.
We are asking all of you to come network at this beautiful event that will actually teach you the real value of marketing to tourism.
Yes, the Akwatia night. Come and experience our rich heritage. Come and dance to the beat and rhythm of our music and culture. This is Ghana Tourism Authority.
questions when it gets to that point. The Honorable Eric Bawku Chum, you all know him. He's been with us at Metro TV. He's been at GEPA. He's been part of the core communications of the new patriotic party. He was a very integral part of the NPP's campaign in 2024. Eric, thank you very much.
Thank you, Akwesi.
So from the NPP campaign 2024 now, Dr. Brian Acheampong.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, I believe that, like he introduced me earlier, you know that we've been doing this thing for quite a while. Now, we are at a certain crossroads. Unfortunately, regardless of how much work we put into the 2024 elections, we couldn't emerge victorious. And that in itself has brought out a lot of issues, some of it, if you like, theoretical, some of it emotional, and some of it too has some scientific basis for that. And then we are going into another election come 2028. And if you've spoken to a lot of the party people, there's a certain level of, if you like, disquiet, apathy, and some kind of, if you like, inertia. And so it's imperative that coming into the election in 2028, we present a candidate that definitely would straddle all of the various, if you like, quote-unquote, factions, who brings along a certain level of purpose, is decisive, is driven, has a proven track record, and would also deal with the issues of disunity that is not just coming from me, but it's coming from a lot of the commentators as to probably why we find ourselves where we find ourselves today. And so making a decision to support and become spokesperson for the Brian Acheampong campaign was not a difficult one at all. And it comes from a point where I believe that we need to all rally around the campaign and forge ahead and push his candidature so that it will deal with some of the challenges like
it means you believe he's somebody who can lead or who has to lead the new patriotic party.
Yeah, but there's a proven track record. I mean, he has demonstrated that in various aspects of his life. If you talk about his support for the grassroots in terms of grassroots mobilization, the work that he's done for the party, from being a grassroots mobilizer to becoming chief of staff for the late Jake when he was national chairman, and becoming a member of parliament, becoming a cabinet minister, and then also the work that he's done in his constituency. And then when you move that, you talk about his academic record and the kind of stuff that he has done when it comes to the private sector in terms of businesses. He has been able to demonstrate that a Ghanaian can be able to do things that can actually be revered and people talk about it. I'm not going to bore you with...
No, it's important. It's important for us because apart from... this is a national television. There are a lot of people who are watching who may not know him at all, who may just have heard of the name, Dr. Brian Acheampong. Some heard of him when the issues about the Senate hotels came up. Some heard of him when he became the Minister of Agri. Some heard of him through the support he gives the party. Even Abdul Kumanov, some heard of him. So people will want to know who the man who wants to lead the new patriotic party is, Dr. Brian Acheampong. So we're interested.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, if you look at what he has done, coming from a mobilizer for the party at the grassroots level, and then also being chief of staff, basically working for the party at the national headquarters, and then becoming a member of parliament, and then he has served on various committees in parliament. Then he's moved on from that to become a cabinet minister. He had a portfolio as Minister of State for National Security, Minister of State for the Interior, and then becoming Minister responsible for Agri. Now that should tell you in terms of his exposure when it comes to public policy and how to execute some of these things.
Does he match?
Then you go into the realms of academia.
Right.
And his work that he has done when it comes to IT, AI, technology, and being able to even translate that into profitable businesses that are actually impacting. And then his foray into other business areas when it comes to the hospitality space and all of that. Now you put all of these things together, and then you put together his public service and the private sector, and the fact that he has worked as a mobilizer for the party and supporting the party at various stages in various areas without even making too much noise about it.
Yes.
And like he indicated,
Yes.
People are actually hearing about some of these things for the very first time. And that should tell you about the kind of personality that he is.
He doesn't like a lot of noise, but why does he want to be president now?
Exactly. So when he talk about issues to do with philanthropy and the kind of work that he's done, even in his constituency, and that should be things that I believe that most members of parliament probably should take a cue from, and probably should develop a blueprint for how members of parliament should actually behave. And it's there for everybody to appreciate. Now, even you come to my home region, which is the eastern region, where he hails from, amount of work that he has done in terms of making sure that the party stays strong. It becomes, apart from Ashanti region, eastern region, our second most important region when it comes to votes. Now, if you go into the last elections, I think we went into the elections with 25 seats. We ended up with 24 seats, and he was in charge of that. Now, if you look at the overall performance of the party, even when it comes
across
to
the entire country, I mean,
it
was very abysmal.
Now, that's what I'm saying. So that should tell you exactly about what he stands for. And when it comes to issues to do with discipline, being decisive, being driven, and delivering on whatever has been given to him, he has demonstrated that. So we are coming from a backdrop of an election that we all thought we were going to win. Now, we didn't win, but we're going into a new era. It's 2028. Ghanaians want to see a different set of, if you like, vision and purpose, and also be able to understand the psyche of the Ghanaian people in terms of what it is that they're actually looking for. So I believe strongly that given all of these things, and of course, I mean, the party has not officially opened nominations.
But when they open, he's going to go.
Definitely.
He's going to pick a form.
And we believe strongly that once he hits the ground and he goes out there and articulates his vision and demonstrates that and be able to show clearly why it is that the Ghanaian people, the party for starters should give him the nod, and the Ghanaian people should trust
eventually make him the president. What is his vision? Why does he want to be president? Is it because he's a philanthropist that's been supporting people? Is it because he's a businessman? We hear, well, let me be very emphatic. We hear Acheampong talking about how practical he is and establishing businesses across the length and breadth of the country. And so when Ghanaians give him the mandate, he can be able to create jobs for the young people of Ghana. Is it because of that? Because we know he's also a businessman who creates jobs. Is it because he has been an agric minister before, so he understands the public space? Is it because AI is coming and he is a technology person, so he thinks that, well, the young people will run with me? Or he thinks that the previous candidate is not competent enough? Which is it?
No, I mean, I don't think that
what is the reason?
I mean, so for example, I'll start from even the AI technology space. Now, you're looking at us in 2025, and if you look around you, I mean, when it comes to innovation, you look at how there's been a growing trend in artificial intelligence, technology, Internet of Things, the world of work for young people. There's a man who has a PhD in information systems, he understands this thing at the practical level and also at the intellectual level. Now, if you want to move away from, if you like, what we've always termed the Gojisbegian economy, where we produce raw materials and then we export without even adding value. We've transcended that. Now we move into this particular space. Now it's important that you have somebody at the helm who understands and appreciates it firsthand. And he brings that experience.
Right.
Now, you spoke about agriculture. I mean, firsthand, he has become Minister of Agriculture. He understands what that particular space is. I mean, it's of public record that since 1957, under his tenure, he was able to almost increase the number of irrigation that we have done across the country since Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, I mean, anybody that has become a Agric minister has not been able to surpass that. That should tell you, again, its application to the practical aspects of agriculture and what it is that we need as a country to not rely on, if like, rainfall agriculture as a basis for food security. So he has a very strong purpose when it comes to food security, and it's something that he wants to, push as we go along. Then we are talking about his record when it comes to infrastructure. He believes strongly that for us to be able to develop as a country, we need to innovate, we need to improve our infrastructure across the country, and it's something that he believes in. Now, when it comes to the private sector, he has demonstrated across various sectors exactly what he can do. I mean, and so if you put all of these things together, plus the support for the party people, the grassroots, and understanding security. This is an ex, if you like, military man who has experience when it comes to interior, who has experience when it comes to national security. And so we'll be able to understand that particular space in terms of architecture of even the security challenges that face us as a country. So I believe strongly that putting all of these things together and him actually getting an opportunity to interact with the delegates who are actually going to make that decision as to who he serves, he will be able to display why it is that we have to take him.
Right. Yeah, so I'm quite excited about all the things you say. But what we want as the young people of Ghana, I don't know if I should call you, make you part of the youth, we the young people. But what we need is jobs. We want jobs, yes.
I don't qualify when it comes to the global standards. So.
But people still see you as a young, maybe because of the bodybuilding and the gym and all.
That's a good thing.
I've known you for quite some time. And
wow.
I used to call you the youth of the NPP. And even that, after how many years? More than 10, 12 years.
Yes, but the point is that, I mean, that's fun, which is quite, by the way, but I mean, in terms of knowing who is youth, I think that even the party is still struggling to...
Exactly.
So agree on that.
Yeah.
I have a totally different opinion, but I think that we don't want to...
But we need jobs. So can your candidate, maybe not to go too much into his vision and all of those things now, can we be assured that when he comes into power, we'll get jobs? And not just because he's a businessman creating jobs. That's for his profit. He creates the businesses for profit. But when he becomes the president, we want jobs across the country.
I don't actually, agree to the fact that he creates businesses for profit. I mean, any business that you create within an economic or a political economy contributes to the growth of that particular economy, and it provides jobs. But I'm saying that even to be president, you have to have a certain appreciation of what is required to do. Now, I have spoken about the artificial intelligence, AI technology, and whereby in this day and age, the world of work has changed. So this is someone who understands and appreciates that we need to train our young people in that space to be able to take advantage of what this revolution is bringing us when it comes to technology. Then something that has become a mainstay of our economy from probably independence, which is agriculture. However, we all agree that we've always done agriculture in the if you like, in a subsistence sense, and have always relied on rainfall as a basis for that. And this is someone who believes in irrigation. And you can check his record at the Ministry of Agric, just within the period that he became a Agric minister, in terms of pushing for irrigation across. So he understands when it comes to...
I worked on a project with him, the phase 2 of the PFG, and I know
exactly.
But of course, for the benefits of the
in areas of agtech and all of that, there's somebody who also understands that. Then when it comes to, his businesses across various sectors, in hospitality, in real estate, in in agric itself, and others in IT and technology. These are 4 key sectors of an economy that this individual understands and appreciates what it requires to be able to move us from this stage that we find ourselves as a people when it comes to employment and unemployment to the next stage.
Has Dr. Brian Acheampong campaign team begun campaigning?
No, but I mean, we haven't begun campaigning yet. We don't. How do we campaign when the party has not?
Around telling the people.
No, but the point is that this is politics. I mean, what he has done. I mean, if you followed the news in the last few weeks, he has gone out there and indicated that he sent. No, it's not campaigning. He sent. You
don't want to contravene the regulations.
He sent an exploratory. Let me. He sent an exploratory team to go around the country to give him a sense of what the people are looking at.
But have you expressed your intent to
Yes, again, then he has expressed. I mean, last time he went to the Presby moderator and indicated that definitely when the party opens nomination, he would contest.
Yes.
And his belief is that you have to start with God and end with God. So as a consummate Presbyterian, he had to do that. He has done that. Yes. He has indicated to the party rank and file that given the time where the party actually opens nominations officially, he would contest. And so that in itself is clear. He hasn't gone around the country or met delegates campaigning to them.
But the exploratory team went round. Did they bring a report? Does the report favor his idea to contest?
Yes, it does. And it actually is not just to contest, it's to contest to win.
To win?
Yes. I think that there's this thing going around that he's trying to test the waters and all that. I know you're going to come there, but he's contesting to win.
And that you are preparing yourself for 2032.
This will be a shock to a lot of the political watchers.
To win?
To win.
To win over Dr. Bawumia, over Kennedy Acheampong, over Educhum, and many others who may show up.
He is in the race to win.
How is the campaign going so far for you?
But there's no campaign. I've told you that the campaign would happen after the party actually opens an official.
Well, I like that, but your interaction with delegates, of course, you need to gauge their expectations, and those who have heard the name Dr. Brian Acheampong may be coming and so on and so forth, how they are receiving you and all that. How is it going?
Listen, the sole purpose of every political organization is to win power. And I think that in this part of the world, we are a bit emotional when it comes to these things where people do people-centered politics and personalities. And for me, personally, I believe that what Dr. Brian Acheampong represents is an opportunity to harness all the various human capital and resources that we have as a political party and actually transcend that into as a country to be able to take advantage of all the capital human resources that we have as a people to make this country develop. You understand what I'm saying? So there are people who are coming in to join the campaign and they're not doing so because of personal reasons or any other reason, rather than we need a candidate that we will present to the Ghanaian people who is going to win us the election.
But how are you doing that? I'm seeing quite a number. I'm seeing some CEOs, I'm seeing some former MPs, I'm seeing some candidates, parliamentary candidates here in your office. How are you getting all of them to deflect to your? Are they deflecting to your camp?
No, but what's happening? So you see, I also believe that even as we do politics, it has to be anchored with some values and principles. And when those values and principles align, people would find that, and they would find those alignment. And I believe strongly that a lot of people have not recovered from, if you like, their loss in 2020.
Yes.
And are looking for a certain sense of purpose, new vision, new direction, and somebody to rally around so that we'll be able to go and articulate our vision and even the vision of the party as an MPP political party, to be able to get Ghanaians to understand that we are totally different from the NDC. Maybe in times past we've not been able to articulate that enough. But you can only do that if you have a certain amalgamation of human resources within your party and harnessing the potential of everybody, rather than fixating a certain fixation on personalities and individuals, right? And so for me, I think that everybody is just rallying around the grounded values and principles of the party.
Yes, but let me come to this point. At just in the delegates conference, I spoke to someone who felt that maybe in local terms, Dr. Acheampong is being too known, trying to position himself as a person who will be able to put the party together. And there is a perception that there is disunity in the party now. I don't know if you agree whether there is disunity. I mean, based on what we see, the comments, you see the Bono regional chairman making comments here and there. You see other people writing on social media and so forth. And you will see Brian and his team behaving and saying, oh, we are the unity, we are the middle people, we will bring all of you together.
Well, I mean, for us to win any election, you need unity. For you to be able to, actualize any dream, there definitely has to be a certain common purpose. And that is basically what he stands for. Now, he believes strongly that for us to win 2028, we need to be able to unite as a political party. We need to bring all these personalities together to rally around him as the candidate, the forebearer, to be able to take us to the elections come 2028. Now, when it comes to issues to do with disunity, I mean, you're a journalist, so I'm sure that you have followed some of the conversations. Now, sometimes you realize that some of these things become a distraction rather than making us focus on what the real, who the real enemy is, if you want to put it that way. So I believe strongly that his candidature would deflect from the usual politicking, the usual, if you like, factionalism, and allow people to feel free and confident enough to support him, right? So that we forge ahead and push, execute a campaign.
I'm finding it difficult to ask this, but let me still ask. You have been with him. You have been with him from the Eastern region. You have been with him when he was a minister.
Fifra ye free nyina ye de bedi ntia de ya fugia ne aduane saasro pintin bi aseda o me de ye di koye mu ne de awie nyina na makuafo modem so won fifre su ne nya bidio na so bate aseman Ghana mu a akuafo akoye abo popo obo wasio na so da su kache wona sam fifre ma mu nyina nya bidie na nso mpuntuduo mu aka akiri pa ekwan ben ne befa so ama akuafo fifre ho abanfa so de aban hyehye ne dwumadi ahodo ode bre akuafo no bo wote ase Feed Ghana ye den na nkokọ ketenkete so mfa so ma akuafo so ye den we inti na hyehye dwumadi esunkwa ya to ne akuafo mo ye de bre original TV and Metro TV so dwumadi beba akwanya ama mpanyimfo anim de ewa ba fukaye mu akire wadwen ye je akuafo ha no amane akoji mu aye e de free aban mu mpanyimfo ho enimi ni ehia akuafo nyonko samo honto eda joada enwumre no nso kosi ne no nwotwe e original TV so saanso na da yawada enwumre no nwotwe kosi no nkono e Metro TV so akuafo mo Ghana akuafo abomode na yempene wo.
Acheampong is sponsored by Akap Compost. Akap Compost comes in 3 varieties: Akap Compost X, Akap Compost Plus.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL show, it gets much more diverse,
engaging and impactful. This is the PL show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop. Success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL show.
It's brought to you by Kale Charcoal, Kale 360 and Kale Kids Toothpaste.
Babe, my conscience is killing me. Despite all my wife's effort towards our marriage, I still cheated.
So you want to leave me?
Oh, babe. That's not what I'm saying. You know I can't leave you. I mean...
Yes, because I'm carrying your child.
Don't do that. Don't make it look like that's the only reason I'm here. It's just that she is such an amazing person. She makes everything seem so easy.
Grayson, listen. Yeah, she's this, she's that. Yes. No two ways about it. I can't dispute that fact that she's a very nice person. Alright? But she's doing all that for you not to feel bad about her childlessness.
No, that's far from me.
But that's the fact.
No. If you don't know Kendra, if you don't know her, she's indeed an amazing person.
Hey! Grayson, please. I don't want to continue this discussion again, please. What is it? Kendra this, Kendra that.
Okay,
please.
I'm sorry, okay? I must admit I was a bit insensitive. I'm sorry. Sorry I provoked you.
Grayson, this is the reason I asked you to tell her about my pregnancy.
I can't do that. I can't, Claire. It's going to destroy my marriage.
Okay. Then stop feeling guilty and accept your mistake. Please.
Okay. Yes, ma. I've heard you.
Who is your ma? You are did that one.
You now, you're my ma.
Stop.
Baby.
I'm not in the...
You're not involved.
Stop, Joe. Grayson! Yeah. Oh my God! Congratulations!
Kenny never told me she's pregnant.
These are not for Kendra.
Oh, I see. Who is it for them?
My sister, my younger sister. She's expecting a second child, and I'm just doing the needful. I mean, I promised to get her some things when she's about to put to bed, so I'm just... That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Send me well to your sister.
I will.
And your wife.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
How I wish Kendra has spiritual eyes to see that her husband is cheating on her. If I tell her now, she won't believe me because she trusts him so much. Soon, she will know the type of man she married.
Baby, why are you this worried?
That lady